Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in Prague. Yes, you heard it very well. We are in Prague today in the Czech Republic, and we are so happy to be with our friends at the owners in Prague. With on my left, my friend Matēj.
Yes.
Did I pronounce it well?
Perfect.
How do you pronounce it in Czech?
Matēj.
Matēj.
Yes.
So I was right. And on my right, my friend Michal.
Yeah.
We can say Michal, is that right in
Yes,
Czech?
it's Michal, so it's quite hard.
Michal.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit
easier.
console. So sometimes they like to be called Matthew and Michael, but I prefer to do my best in Czech, even if I, of course, don't master absolutely this language. So welcome here. You may have heard already about the owners. It's because we featured them in a former episode about made-to-measure salon, because we believe with Sonia that this our business of or our movement, I would rather say than business, of dressing up, being more elegant, advocating for a more elegant world, has been pushed a lot and helped a lot, not only with the bespoke tailors, but more and more with the made-to-measure company and made-to-measure salon, who will make the experience for the young generation and the not so young generation who want to start something a little to amp up their game in terms of elegance in a more affordable way. So this is why today we want to dedicate a show with our friends who are professional. They own a beautiful MTM salon in Prague, in the Czech Republic, and we're going to just deep dive into the subject because I wanted to have their feeling firsthand, because they meet a lot of clients, a lot of customers, and they have their thumb on the pulse of the market about made-to-measure, about how it is evolving, how about which generation is more their client, etc., etc. So here we go. And on top of that, I would like also to show you that coming for the first time in a made-to-measure salon is not so frightening. I know we receive a lot of question from you who say, oh, Mr. Jacome, I would love to do that. I would love to start my sartorial journey, but how do I do? I have no idea. If the guy said, what do you want? I have no idea what I'm going to answer. And we're going to deep dive in this because it's an important factor that you have to be confident when you step inside an MTM salon. So I'm sorry for a long introduction, but I'm French. So normally it takes us a good 6 minutes to say hello. But I made only 3 minutes, I guess, to say hello. So my first question is that tell us a little bit quickly about your place. How did you start and what do you do globally? Who wants to take the lead on this first question?
The one with the best.
We are in business for 7 years now,
yes.
But we started our company, the owners, 2 years ago. And we are based in Prague. We are based in the heart of the Prague,
yes.
Which is affordable for everyone to go inside.
Yes.
We are not outside the Prague. We are inside in the historical part, and we have this this flat atelier.
Okay.
We built by ourselves because Michael is the architecture of the idea of this atelier, so we made it by ourselves. Basically, most of the things we made.
This you mean the whole?
Yeah, the design
place?
and all the stuff we made it by our hands.
Yes.
It was kind of a mind design, and we had quite a time because we opened during the COVID pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a time to put our hands on all the walls and all the
So
details.
you do the painting, you do the architecture, you do the design.
All of it,
Wow,
all of
that's
it.
very
We already
impressive.
cut all the shelves and all the stuff by our hands as well.
Okay, okay.
So yeah.
So
And it was by the way, it was part of our process because first customers were here when there was literally nothing.
Yes.
So they can see the process, how our company grows with all the stuff around.
Yes.
And that's definitely not the place or the time where we stop.
That's cool. And as far as I know, you have the third very important person in your company, right? And tell us about her, because she's a woman.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, we are 3 of us, and everyone has his role in the company.
Yes.
Which is not replaceable.
Yes.
So Veronica is the essential part of our team.
Veronica is her name.
Veronica.
Okay.
Veronica is essential part of our team,
Yes.
and she's focusing on women's made-to-measure.
Okay.
That's one of our maybe differences,
Yes.
because most of the made-to-measure ateliers all over the world focusing on menswear, on men's, but we don't want to be just for the one part. We want to do all of it. So we specialized for the women's wear as well. So we do want to do formal and kind of a casual wear for the women's as well. And that's her role here, to be the leader of this part.
Yeah, we can say that this is what, well, I mean, we love what they do here, because we're going to explain to you why, but we think this place is what a good made-to-measure salon should be. Because unfortunately, as this market is on the rise, everybody says the suit is dead. Yeah, the crappy suit is dead, that's for sure. That is to say, the suit you are buying off the peg because you had to wear a suit for your business and you hated it. But now that the codes have been loosening all around the world, now the people who are wearing suits are wearing suits because they want to wear a suit. And it's something very important. But the problem is that on the market, a lot of people discover, oh, I'm going to build a made-to-measure salon, and I'm going to propose, and they all say, oh, we offer all the fabrics from Italy, from the good mill. That's one part. The second part is where it is made, but the third part, and most important part, is how you are received, how you are advised, how you are guided into that, and this is where those people are very, very important. And for us, the owners are like a few, I would say, of course, many other salons around the world, but what a good made-to-measure salon should be. But having a woman's made-to-measure, that's something, and Sonia can testify about that, which is more rare. Because most of the MTM salons, they just focus on men. Why? Because the factory who are crafting for them only knows to make suits for men. And this is why we like specifically this place. We're attracted to it because for women, they are doing a good job. And also something, I don't know if you notice it, but something we try to push with Sonia is that it is so good, my friend. It is so powerful to come together as a couple in a made-to-measure salon and being able to make one suit or one jacket for the man and one suit or one jacket for the woman. And I would say something that is very important. We're not talking about a woman wearing men's suit or women dressing like men. No, we are talking about women wearing tailored clothes, which is extremely different. And do you have this already, like people coming in couple, or it's just starting?
It's starting. We have some couples that are, actually they are dragged here by the menswear. And when the guy finally find out that we do the women's wear as well, they bring their wives, partners, daughters,
yes,
whatever. And so we have some, and I think it's even because of the women's wear in the formal way that we do, more of the jacketing and suiting, it's not so easy to find out around the Prague or around the Czech Republic, etc.
Of course. Even around Europe, I can tell you.
Yeah, and we are quite close to one of the most expensive streets here in Prague, and it's more about the fast fashion trends. So there's a lot of puff jackets and fur everywhere and all these like crazy stuff. But if you need something for the business or just even for the countryside, something like that, you are unable to find it there. So they finally found a place where can express their ideas and we are able to make it for them.
Yeah, it's a very important point because, you know, there's a trend which is still upcoming, I would say. It's not really a trend, but more and more women are taking high responsibilities in big corporations. For example, I don't know if it's the same in Czech Republic, but in France, we have a lot of women. Our prime minister is a woman. And then you have more and more women who are becoming CEOs, you know, in huge and big corporations in France. And believe me, if you walk into a board meeting with a Chanel dress, it will not work. If you walk into a board meeting with some kind of a little bit like fast fashion, no, it will not work. These women, they need to have tailored clothes. They need at least to have something tailored and sharp. Not extravagant, very discreet, but very tailored. And I think this is a trend, not only for businesswomen, but the fact that the women are taking more and more responsibility in the corporate world that is advocating for what you are doing here and what we try to promote with Sonia since a long time. What's your opinion on this, my friend?
That's true, because if the women in the corporation in a higher position, they are sharks, the men sharks, they are trying to, you know, it's not usual, but I will be happy if it will be more usual.
Yeah.
But she needs to be 100% confident.
Yes.
And that's what made-to-measure suit or even bespoke can provide.
Of course.
And what we are doing with the women, how we attract the women, Men's usually told us, okay, I cannot afford second suit or third suit or fourth suit. My wife will kill me. And there's no place in the wardrobe, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But what do you say? Bring her.
Yeah.
Bring her to the game. Show her what we are capable of.
Yeah.
And then the man can afford third, fourth suit. And woman is in the game, so she's doing as well.
And as I always like to mention that we are, for ladies and for the men, we are the middleman.
Yes.
Because they need to focus on the work. They need to focus on their job, family, whatever. They don't want to think, okay, am I dressed enough? Am I dressed okay?
Yes.
Should my sleeves show this way or that way?
Yeah.
No, it's our responsibility. So they came here. We have the solution for that. We make them the clothes that they can wear, that they will feel powerful. We sometimes call it it's a power suit.
I would say we need to hear their story.
Yes.
Because behind every man or woman there is a story, and we need to fit the suit or jacket or whatever into the story of their life.
And lifestyle.
Lifestyle, of course.
Yeah, this is what about. Okay, now let's make it clear. Here it's a made-to-measure salon. It's not a bespoke salon. We're going to do a show specifically with Sonia on this subject. But in a nutshell, a bespoke salon is all made by hand at the place with some teams. It's like the ancestral way of doing things, but it costs a lot of money because it can go up to 100 by hand. And then you have the MTM, which is well made like here. So you take the measurement here, you advise the client here, you take responsibility and guiding him on this path, and then you send the suit to a factory. And your factory is?
In Portugal.
In Portugal. Why Portugal?
Well, our producer is based in Germany.
Yes.
And they choose the Portugal because of the liability, all the good craft and all this stuff. It's quite a big factory. There's a lot of other brands, even the high brands that they make some of them, they're close there, even for off the rack.
Yes.
And we know that we can, we have all the things we need.
Yes.
Every time if somebody came after 1 year and he had the same physique and he want the same suit, we just can do like a copy paste and it came exactly the same. So that's a good thing. They have a wide selection of the fabrics and all these stuff. So, and we want to stay in Europe.
Okay.
If you want to add something more on it. But.
Well, after 7 years in the business, we travel a lot with Michael around whole Europe looking for Michal. I know. With Michal, allora. But we haven't found a better place to make our suit in terms of quality and price.
And reliability.
Of course.
Okay, well, I must say that we all know, okay, there's a few places in Europe now. Unfortunately, France had pretty much disappeared from the map for this kind of thing, but you still have now the choice. Well, you have Romania, where a lot of people are doing, because there's a big company there, which are doing a decent job. Portugal is on the rise, because Portugal has been very well known since a long time for shoemaking, as you know. They have an enormous tradition of shoemaking and reliability about this. And now even for menswear, we have all that we receive as testimonies about people working with Portuguese are always good. Because Portuguese people are well known to be hard workers and very reliable in terms of, delivery and consistency. And of course you have Italy, which is a little bit higher in price, of course, because the workforce is a little bit higher. But Italians are probably, for me, the most talented of all. But in terms of, I would not say that. Okay, sometimes it can go up and down, let's say, but it's still a good option. But I'm glad that you said Portugal was a good option, because we know it's a serious thing. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the suit I'm wearing now, this yellow suit, okay, you can, if you are following this channel, you know my wardrobe quite well. I got, I show part of my wardrobe. I have no idea how many suits, probably about 50, maybe 60, whatever. But it doesn't matter the name, but it doesn't matter the number. But the thing is that I never had a yellow suit. And then here we are. I have a yellow suit. And I'm, okay, to be honest, 95% of my wardrobe is fully bespoke. I think before you, I had only one made-to-measure. Was made in Enzo Custom in the USA, so it's one of your competitors, but on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. So,
we can live with that.
Yeah, and on the top, I think you can be good friends because they are great people. And then I think that's the only one, darling. I say darling, not to him, and don't worry, to my wife. She's here. She's the only one, right? So that's my second made-to-measure suit, and I'm quite happy. Actually, I just put it on 1 hour ago, and look at that. It's with a Scabal fabric, right?
Yeah, it's a pure
and I
Scabal.
think it's a... So you can put in the comment section what do you think about my yellow suit. But I was expecting this because I said now that I have a big wardrobe, I can jump into the big swimming pool and take some risks, you know, with my wardrobe. And I think they did a pretty good job. Well, it's for you to judge, but for me, as a professional, I don't like to call myself professional, as a seasoned sartorialist, let's say that, I feel really good, and I feel really good about the height of the armhole. I think this is a pretty good job. Now, let's go to the bottom and to the heart of our subject, and I need you to really answer with all your experience and everything you did with clients. Okay, let's imagine, I know it will take a lot of imagination, but let's imagine I'm in my 20s.
So 2 years back.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're very kind. Okay, I'm 25, 26. I just finished school, whatever it is. I'm a lawyer, or I'm an architect, or I'm a banker, or whatever I am. I'm a freelance art director, whatever I do in life. It doesn't really matter, but I'm 26. And I'm following Sartorial Talks or a few other channels. Or my company wants me to dress up a little bit, which is more and more rare, unfortunately. But I step in your place, and I have no culture about the subject. I've seen a few episodes here and there of Sartorial Talks, but it's sometimes a little bit overwhelming, you know, with all these things, all these details, all these fabrics. I'm a little bit shy, and I don't want to spend thousands of dollars. I have a limited budget because that's my first suit, or my first couple of suits, let's say. Where do I start? What would be your advice? Imagine, so I'm here. Hello, Mr. Michal. I'm 26. I want to do my first suit. What do I do?
Hello, Hugo.
Yes.
Congratulations for a new job.
Yes.
Well, basically, the most common and most versatile thing that you can do, and you probably heard it all around the world, is to go for 2 suits.
Yes.
With the vest.
Yeah.
And one navy and one in a shade of gray. Because
Okay.
that's, from my experience, is the one that you can mix and match all together.
Yes.
So you have a wide range of options to be really formal, less formal. You can work with it. You can go navy suit 3-piece, so it's one of the most formal that you can get.
Yes.
From that option we choose.
Yes.
You can go with the gray vest underneath, so you make it a little bit lower in the formal way. You can go with the blue jacket as a blazer with gray trousers, so it's more kind of a business casual. Anybody can say this is a different kind of a dress code, but let's call it business casual.
Yes.
For no tie for the Friday.
Yeah.
And then you can add the ties and work with it. Go for at least 3 or 4 white shirts. Then you can go for some colors, even the patterns, because when you have the plain navy and plain gray, you can mix and match all these things. I'm always, because I'm kind of an architect, I like to refer it with when you buy a couch for your house, you will go for something basic. Because you don't want to be bored by the crazy color, but you can change the pillows to be like, so it's the same thing that you have a navy and gray.
We call it the cushions, right? More on the sofa. Yeah. Pillows is more for the bed.
Yeah,
it's
so,
okay.
But
I just remind you, everybody, we make the effort to speak in English, where none of us are American or English. They are from Czech Republic, and I'm French. So we call it the cushions. Cushions.
So you can change the cushions.
Yes.
And that's the same with the shirts. So it always looks that you wear a completely different outfit.
Yes.
Because nobody will notice, okay, it's the same navy suit that you wear 3 times a week. Because you can change all the details and accessories, like the pocket square and all these stuff. In terms of fabrics, the best that you can do for the first thing is to go, of course, the natural materials. Pure wool is the best.
Yes, because it will last longer.
Exactly, exactly. It's breathable. It's pretty much, you don't have to take so much care of it. If you hang it right, it will stay on the right place. There are not so many wrinkles after the whole day in the trousers, all this stuff. It works. And I don't know.
But you don't have to go crazy with it. So I just, because it's fantastic what you just said. There's a lot of information, but let's put it in a nutshell. So you said, start with 2 suits. Okay, if I have only the means for 1 suit, where do I go?
I will go navy. Because
Navy blue.
when you're young, the navy is better. The gray color depends on the shade, but it can make you older.
Yes.
And I don't think it's a good idea to act like you're an older guy in your 20s.
Okay.
It's kind of, they will not believe you. It's like a pose.
Okay.
I don't think it works. The navy one is easier to combine because you can go for 1 suit. And the jacket, if it's the right material with a nice structure, you can use it as a blazer. With the chinos.
Even the jean.
Even the jeans.
Even the denim.
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
Show me an example, for example, of...
well, yeah, we have few fabrics here, but this one are from
from Drago?
Drago Italians. 120.
Beautiful.
I will not go for the really bright one. I will go more for the navy.
This is what you call navy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is dark blue.
Or even this one.
Yeah.
It will work. If you go even darker, you can go with this as an kind of an evening wear.
Yeah.
If you go for the business meeting, which is like after the 6, and you should be in a darker suit.
Yeah.
The darker navy is the better.
Okay. And we have Vitaly Barbaris Canonical.
Yeah, this is our selection from Barbaris. And here there's plenty of them. This is a nice structure that actually is nice to have it as a blazer as well.
Okay.
Because if it's really plain, sometimes the wool can be quite shiny.
Okay.
So sometimes it looks that you forgot the trousers.
So you say, okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. So if I have only budgets for 1 suit, dark blue.
Yeah, dark blue.
Okay. And did you start with a dark blue when you were younger? I mean, I know you're still in your 20s. I'm sorry.
Well, when you are 26 and you decided to go to the made-to-measure salon for make the first suit, so I will congratulate you because you made the best decision in your clothing life.
Yes.
Really soon. Some of the men, they took them more years to make the decision.
You don't have so many young guys? Or, yeah, you do have.
We have, but if you are 26 and make the decision, you make the made-to-measure or even bespoke suit for the first.
Yes.
It's the best decision you make at the first.
Okay. And you remember what you did, as a first suit?
My first suit was grey.
It was grey, but you were older than 26.
Yes, I was over 30.
I remember that. Okay, I don't remember that, but I understand that. My first suit, well, to be honest with you, I did my first bespoke suit. I was at Chiffonelli, so I couldn't be 26 for obvious reasons of money. I think I was 42. So I studied very, very, very late. Before I was dressing more like in a rock and roll, long leather jacket, like Lou Reed-esque, this kind of thing. That people can't believe it, but that's the truth. And then I studied directly by bespoke, but I studied with charcoal gray also, because but I was older. But I follow Michal's advice. I think navy blue is a safe bet, ladies and gentlemen. After, it's a matter of taste. There's no rule in this world, it's only conventions and things that we advise you to do. So I come here, if I'm a really, really tight on budget, I don't want to spend too much, give me an idea of how much it costs to do my first 2-piece blue suit in the beautiful wool by Drago or VBC or somebody else, some serious fabric, just 2-piece navy, how much? Just an idea.
Okay. Well, I will not say it in the crowns because the Czech currency is a little bit harder to get. But we start with the classic pure wool fabrics around 900 or 1,000 euros.
Okay, around 1,000 euro, more or less, 900 to 1,000 euro. So, okay, I understand your advice, and I'm with you on the dark blue, the navy blue. I think it's the more versatile, specifically, ladies and gentlemen, because if you have a suit in navy, you can really use it as a blazer. And I have a second advice to give you about that, is that if one day, and you will see one day, the trousers have a tendency of aging much faster than the jackets, having dark blue suit as a first suit, if one day your trousers say, okay, white flag, I'm dead, you can transform your blue suit by changing the buttons to silver buttons or golden buttons, and you have a beautiful nautical blazer. And this is a very good advice that was given to us by Lorenzo Chiffonelli himself, that he said this is the most versatile because you can give it to, probably it will survive you. If you take care of it, it will survive you. It's a life-lasting item. So then you said you can switch to gray. Me, I like charcoal gray. But you were speaking about vests. So tell me a waistcoat like Matēj. Okay. Why do you advise people to have a waistcoat?
Well, it's in terms of the versatility.
Yes.
Because when you have the third piece from the suit, you can like make more options or more combination of with the suit.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be to have waistcoat for both of them.
Yes.
If you're on the budget for the first one, go for 2-piece.
Yes.
And add the gray vest for the second suit.
Okay.
And then you have still the options that you can mix and match because the gray vest could fit nicely to the navy suit. Because, well, at least at our place, we know what we make for you the first. So we know the fabric and we can mix and match it nicely together.
Of course.
It's one of it.
Yes.
So that's the thing, that's the versatility of the vest. The other thing is that you can have it as a second layer if it's quite cold outside instead of a sweater, or if it's not cold enough for the overcoat, you can still have it as another warm layer, or in the reverse for the summer.
Yes.
If you're in the offices or you have to run somewhere, you can be a bit sweaty. Yes. And you still have the meeting and you need to look good.
Yes.
And if you get your back a bit sweaty, it's still covered by the vest.
Yes, so you can remove the jacket and keep the vest. Okay, some purists will say, oh, what are you talking about? You know, wearing a waistcoat alone is very strange. We do this with Sonia and we love it. I think it's a very good way to remain elegant, to remain at the top of your game without, you know, being in a sauna, literally. So me, I'm really, really in agreement with you. I think vest, okay, my favorite personally is double-breasted vest because I think it's for me the most elegant. But you can start with like a single-breasted vest like Matēj have, and it's a very good option. So for the money, if I'm just to wrap up a little bit this, you know, so now I understand you will guide me to a navy blue or to a gray suit, maybe 2 pieces for the navy, 3 pieces for the gray, my second. How much would cost a 3-piece? How much do I have to add if I add a waistcoat or a vest to my suit?
Basically, the waistcoat is kind of a 1/3 of a price. Okay. So if you go 1,000 for 2-piece, you go for 1,350, something like that. For
so it means if I have $2,500, 2,500, we can say dollars these days, because the dollar and the euro for the first time since a long time, and even the British pound actually, they're all pretty much the same, okay? So let's say I have 2,500, 2,500, you would advise me to have a 2-piece navy suit and then a 3-piece gray suit, am I correct?
I will probably go this way. It depends of your morphology as well, because we have to consider the shirts as well. Yes. So if you are kind of off the rack physique, you can go.
You mean off the rack, that is to say well made, like me, for example.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
Like all of us.
Yes,
definitely. And so there is always option to go for off the rack shirts.
Yes.
And let them altered.
Yes.
And then I will definitely go for both of this with the vest, waistcoat.
Yes.
Or you can go for both of them as a 2-piece and add some shirts.
Okay, because you also made shirts here.
Yes.
Okay, and shirts is very important. It's not our subject today, but it's very important. So, thank you very much for this first show, because we're going to record a few shows here, because we feel good in this place with Sonia. So, thank you. So, remember people, if you want to start a sartorial journey here in the Honors or in a good made-to-measure salon, and you are on a budget, Michal, who've been dressing many young men in his life, I say, okay, go for a navy blue first, and then maybe for a gray just after, and then go for a navy blue, maybe 2-piece, and a gray with a waistcoat and a vest. And don't forget to buy yourself, and that's what I advise you since a long time, 3 white shirts at least, and a few ties, because don't forget to wear ties from time to time. I give you an appointment to the next episode of Sartorial Talks. Thank you, my friend. How do you say thank you in Czech?
Děkuji.
Děkuji. Bye-bye.